Guys, so sorry about all the background today. I had to film this inside because it's super cold and rainy outside right now, and I really didn't feel like sitting out in the barn when it's like that. But that's not why my hair is all gross right now. I just got out of the shower and I don't like to blow dry it, so sorry about that. Today's question is, what was your favorite horse that you either own, leased, or rode? And it's kind of hard for me to decide that one because I used to work for a lot of big ranches, and I've worked with a lot of great horses, and I've owned a lot of great horses. I've rode a lot of great horses. I leased a few when I was younger. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be my horse, George, that I have right now. Here's a picture of him. So I bought him when I was a freshman, so 5 years ago, for $400. And his pedigree is pretty much just like any standard quarter horse. He's out of Dock Bar and the classy horses and whatever. So his pedigree isn't that bad, and he's a gelding anyway, so it's not like he was going to be breeding. But so I bought him for $400, like I said, and when I got him, he was not broke. He was halter broke. He was 4 years old, and I hate to say it now because he's so gorgeous now, but he was probably the ugliest horse that they had there, and it was a paint farm, and they were selling all their horses except for 3, so there was probably about 15 horses to choose from. And for some reason, when we went to go look at the horses, he came running up to the fence, whinnying and just so excited, and he came right up to me, and he put his head into my chest, and I just knew right then and there that I had to get this horse. Even though he was so ugly at the time, his eyes were like bulging out of his head because his head didn't grow into his eyes yet, and he was just like this really tall, skinny-looking horse, and just, I don't know. I didn't love the way he looked, but I loved the way that he, introduced himself to me, I should say. And so I started breaking him and training him, and at the time where I was living, we didn't have an arena, we didn't have a round pen or anything like that. I just had a pasture or a paddock, whatever you want to call it, full of trees and whatever, so that was really fun to try and break him in that. And he ran me into trees, and anytime I try to ask him to stand still, he would pop up and start rearing and freaking out. But that was 5 years ago, and now if you saw my last video, that was him, the big paint that I was running in that gaming event that I showed the video of. He's super awesome. I just can't believe how that horse is now. He totally works so hard for me. Every time I go and ride him, he's so focused on, what I'm asking of him, and it takes him, like, little to no time to learn new things. Like, I taught him to carry a flag for rodeo in 1 day, and don't get me wrong, he is a pretty bomb-proof horse. He's scared of the dumb things like boulders and stuff like that, but, yeah, I taught him how to carry a flag in a day, and it took him about a month to learn how to side pass and then do hind quarter turns, fore quarter turns, all that kind of stuff. And now we're working on stopping without me touching the reins and just sitting back in my seat and saying ho. And so far he can do it at a slow trot right now, which is really awesome. Oh. Right now, he's a pretty high-spirited gaming or barrel horse right now, so it's pretty awesome that I can get him to do that. And, he can just switch from, collecting down and being nice and smooth to, full-on, full gallop, full speed, just like that. And I've even jumped him before. I took him to horse camp for my first time out here in Idaho, and he jumped for the first time at horse camp. I never trained him for it. He never even saw a jump before in his life. And he ended up winning the jump off competition, which is really awesome. I was like, how old was I? Like 16 when I went. So I was in one of the top groups. I wasn't in like the little kids group or something like that. So we were doing pretty high jumps. I think the tallest one was 3'9" or something like that. So, and for a horse that's never jumped before, that's pretty great, I would think. So I don't know, he's just so awesome. For a horse that I bought for $400, he has so much heart and so much loyalty. That's why I always tell everyone that it's not about the price of the horse that matters, it's about the heart. If you can just see that that horse, truly loves you and has the best personality, that horse is going to be awesome. I was considering changing George's name when I first got him because, George is just kind of like a dorky name, but if, you guys ever get to see him and his personality, you'll understand why his name is George. It fits him absolutely perfect. All of my horse friends agree that he is an absolute George, and I just love him to death. He's the best horse I could probably ever ask for. So, like I said, just don't focus too much on the price of a horse. Look more at how they learn and their personality because, unless I actually go after a horse to just break them or train them and then sell them, I end up keeping horses for at least, 10 to 15 years or until they die. Sorry about that. My mom walked in and scared the crap out of me. But like I was saying, I end up keeping horses for a really long time, and so I try to look at more how a horse trains or whatever before I choose to take them home for life. And if it's just a horse that I'm training or whatever and then just going to sell to someone else, then I'll still look at how their personality is, but usually I'll look more towards bloodlines because that's what usually people look at for that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much it. So George is definitely my favorite horse that I've ever dealt with in my life. And so tomorrow's question is a ride that really impacted your life. So if you guys want to answer this question as well, what was your favorite horse that you ever rode, leased, or owned? I'd love to hear about it, so let me know. Don't forget to check out Equine Country on Facebook. We have giveaways and tips and horsey-related posts all the time, every day. So make sure to go check that out, and don't forget to subscribe, and have an awesome day.